Welcome back to another video and demonstration of Simple Manufacturing ERP software's features and functionality. In this video, we will demonstrate the document management module. First, let's provide some background. What is document management, or the control of documents? It is a process that manages documents to ensure personnel have quick access to the current, released document, provide for electronic review and approval of documents, and automatically moves old files to obsolete and releases new documents. In a manufacturing business, some documents define its operation and processes. Examples of those are policies, procedures, work instructions, and forms. Other documents define or support the manufacturing of its products or services provided, such as bill of materials, assembly drawings, process flows, routers, build instructions, test procedures, and control plans. The document management features and functionality included in Simple Manufacturing ensures people have access to the latest release version, provides a quick and easy method to search and find documents of interest, includes an option for electronic review and approval process for applicable documents, includes revision control of documents, has behind-the-scenes functionality that creates history of who viewed or downloaded the document, when, and from where, and includes an option to release Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel documents as PDF documents. Moving on to the main menu of Simple Manufacturing and the setup process. It should be noted that Simple Manufacturing software does not store the files added to this document management module. The files are stored within 3 folders within your local network, identified during setup. Under the Document Control Location section, within the Setup tab of Simple Manufacturing's main menu, 3 folder paths are identified on your network server that will be used to store all documents that are submitted. The document control process uses folders named Review, Current, and Obsolete. The URL paths to those folders are added here. Additionally, 3 more folders can be created and added for ITAR control documents. The URL paths to those folders are added here. The next step in the setup process is to start with a list of document types and approval levels. Level 1 document types do not require review or approval and can be released as soon as they are submitted. Level 2 documents require the completion of the review and approval process before they can be released. In this example, customer purchase orders are a Level 1, meaning that once added, they can be released. In contrast, other document types, such as procedures, work instructions, and forms, are Level 2, which must successfully complete the review and approval process before being released. Let's now look into the document management module and documents in more detail. Clicking on the Document Management button opens the search form. At the top of this are various filters that can be used to help users search and find documents of interest. These filters, along with the combination of the filters used, narrow down the documents that possess these attributes. Once the document of interest is displayed, the document can be viewed. In the case when a user needs a copy of the document, for instance, the template for creating a new workstation, the user can click the Download button and the file is copied to their local computer in a folder named Simple Manufacturing/download. They now have the template and can use it to create a new work instruction. Now, looking into the document details. Each document added has a minimal set of required information. The required information includes a unique document number and revision combination, a description, selecting a document type, identifying whether the document is a training item, and if so, specifying the training frequency or the length of the period before personnel need to be retrained or review the training item. The last required information is selecting a document owner. If the document type is a Level 2, then a document reviewer and an approver must be selected for execution of the electronic review and approval process. We will demonstrate that process later in the video. In addition, there are several optional attributes available. One attribute option is the addition of keywords or phrases that users may use when referring to the document. Consider this similar to a Google search approach. In these examples, users may refer to this specific document as a work instruction, template, or build sheet. If they use any of these phrases in the keyword filter search, this document will be displayed. In addition, other attributes, such as department, can be used to link a document to a department, or selecting a specific piece of equipment to link this document to, or selecting a particular customer to link this document to, or selecting a part number to link to a part number, or selecting a parent part number to link this document to the next higher level part number, or selecting a category. All of these are optional, but the use of the appropriate ones provides users with the ability to narrow down documents of interest. Another feature is the behind-the-scenes functionality that captures who views the document, downloads it, and when and where it was viewed or downloaded from. Effective for seeing just how active the document is. Let's walk through several examples of adding documents into the document management module. The first example will be to add a PDF document and one that does not require a review or approval. The first example is adding a technical data sheet. Click on Add New File. Selecting the Single File option opens a Windows browser or File Explorer, and the user chooses the file to add. In this case, I am selecting a PDF file. Once selected, I can open the file to reference it while I add the document details. This is for Part 1A33, so I will add the document number as 1A33. No revision is identified in the data sheet, so I will just add not applicable for the document revision. I'll select the document type as a technical data sheet. This is not a training item, so I will leave that unchecked and add myself as the document owner. I'll copy the description from the PDF and paste it into the description field. I will use the optional keywords attribute field, adding HumiSeal with a dash, coatings, and polyurethane. If anyone adds any of those keyword phrases in the filter area, this document will display. Then click Add. To review the details I added, select the document from the list, and the above fields will be auto-populated with the details I added. If there is a mistake, simply change the data above and then click Update. Once complete, click the Transfer into Document Control button. Since this document did not require a review or approval, it's ready to be released. To release, select the Approved Needs Transfer filter, verify the document is listed, then click the Click Here to transfer all. Simple Manufacturing uses an approval password process in many of its modules, including document control. Only those employees authorized to release documents can complete the release process. After entering an approval password, an email is automatically prepared identifying the document being released. The recipients of this email will be the document owner, approvers, and reviewer so that they are informed of its release. Once complete, the document is now released. To find this document, I can select the document type of Technical Data Sheet and also add the keyword of HumiSeal to narrow down the list of documents. I can also select myself as the document owner to see the list of documents that list me as the owner. The next example will cover adding a procedure created in Microsoft Word as a document that requires review and approval, and then releasing the PDF version of that procedure. From the main menu, click on Document Management, then click on Add New File. Selecting the Upload Single File option opens a Windows browser or File Explorer, and the user chooses the file to add. In this case, I am selecting a procedure that is created as a Microsoft Word document. Once selected, I can open the file to reference it while I add the document details. This is for procedure MM024, so I'll add the document number as MM024 and revision A. I'll select the document type as procedure. The document owner is selected. Since this document type requires a review and approval before release, enter the document reviewer and document approver for this document. I'll copy the description from the open procedure and paste it into the description field. This is a training item, so I will add a check, and I will also add a training frequency of 12, indicating that retraining is required every 12 months for those who are required to be trained in this procedure. For users searching for this document without knowing the document number, I'll add keyword attributes related to purchasing, procurement, supply chain, purchase, and any synonyms or phrases for searching purposes. This will enable users to utilize the keyword search feature to locate the document. Then click Add. To review the details I added, select the document from the list, and the above fields will be auto-populated with the updated information. If there is a mistake, change the data above and then click Update. Once complete, Click the Transfer into Document Control button. Notice that when this is clicked, an email is prepared whose recipients are the document reviewer and approver, informing them they need to review or approve the document. That is an efficient means of communication. Since this document requires review and approval, it remains in this state until the review and approval are complete. All documents in the review process can be displayed by selecting the Under Review option in the filter area. In addition to this, the document will display in the to-do list within Simple. Looking at this to-do list, as you can see, it conveniently informs me that I have one document that needs my review. Another efficient means of communication. I can click on the bucket, and it will display all documents needing my review. I can then click on any one of them to open the document details, and then click the actual document to review. After reviewing the document, if I find it acceptable, I click on the Reviewer Sign Off button, enter my approval password, and that completes my review. Looking back at my to-do list, this document dropped off the list. If I view the to-do list of the document owner, Benedict Vegas, it shows that one of their documents still needs approval. When I switch the document's approver's user, Aaron Beasley, they will see this document on their to-do list, but it will state Docs needing your approval. I have just demonstrated that even though the to-do list is defaulted to you, you can change users to display what they have on their to-do list. For purposes of this demonstration, I will run through the approval process as if I were Aaron Beasley. I can click on Docs needing your approval. I now see the list of documents needing approval. Then I click on the document. You can see the review is already complete. I can click on the Approver Sign Off, entering Aaron Beasley's approval password for purposes of this demo, and now it states the document has completed review and approval and can now be released. This process also generates an email that can be sent to document control personnel, informing them that the review process is complete and they can now release the document. Also, notice that the document automatically drops out of Aaron Beasley's to-do list. Once the review process is complete, the document is moved to the Approved Needs Transfer state and is no longer shown in the Under Review state. Clicking on the Approved Needs Transfer, verify the document is there, then click Transfer All. Because this document was created in Microsoft Word, the release function includes the option to release it as a PDF or in its native format. Since this is a procedure, and the preference is to release it in a format that cannot be edited when viewed, I will choose to release it as a PDF. This process creates the PDF, and now that is the version that users will see and can view. Enter the password of the person releasing the document. This process also generates an email notification indicating that the document has been released, with the default email recipients being the document owner, reviewer, and approver. The email is in a display mode, so additional email addresses can be added, as well as any further information in the email body before sending. Once released, the PDF document is now shown in the document listing when selecting Release Documents and entering the document type of procedure. It can also be found by using the keyword supply chain, as that was one of the keywords added during the process. Note that both documents are stored and controlled by this document control module, but only the PDF is available for users to view and download. For many businesses, a standard template has been created for users to use when creating new documents, such as procedures or work instructions, as shown here. In the following example, we will demonstrate how to add these templates, making them readily available to those who need them. During this demonstration, we will also introduce an alternate method of adding documents, which is using an upload folder as shown here. In this upload folder, users add all of the documents that they want to add. Click on Document Management and Add New Files. This time, the user can select Get Files from Doc Upload folder. All files in that folder are added to the Document Queue area. Now select the ITAR/File Definition tab to see all of the files added. If you're unsure what the file is, click on View Document to open the file for reference. Click on the first file record. Add the document number, document revision. Choose the document type and select an owner. If the document type chosen requires a review and approval, then add them. Enter the document description. I will simply copy the file name and paste it into the description field. Since this is a training item, I will check that off and then add a training frequency of 12, meaning this item must be retrained every 12 months. For this example, I will add a few keywords: a department, a equipment, a customer, a part number link, a parent part number link, and a category. Then click Update Info. If you want to see the document details, click on the item. One additional feature is the check boxes after each field. If you want to retain the entered information and apply it to the following document, review each item before updating the information. For purposes of this example, all of these have the same owner, reviewer, approver, and training item details. I will check all of these. Now, when I move to the following document, the content of those fields remains, reducing the amount of data entry required for this next document. Continue this process until all document details have been added. Adding the document type. Adding the document description. Adding keywords and phrases. Since this document is used by engineering, we will select engineering for the department attribute, then click Update. After clicking Update, we can click the second document again and verify the information added. Moving on the third document, we can copy the document number from the file name and then paste it into the document number field and then enter the document revision. Copy the document description from the file name and paste it into the document description field, as well as paste it into the keyword field and revise the keywords and phrases appropriately. Since this document is used by sales, we will select sales as the department attribute. Then click Update. Moving on to the last document, we will once again copy the document number from the file name, paste it into the document number field, add the document revision. Select the document description from the file name, then paste that into the document description field, as well as the keyword field, and then revise the keyword field and phrases appropriately for this document. This document is used by engineering, so select engineering in the department attribute, then click Update. Select each document again to verify that all of the document information is accurate. One additional feature is that if this document has already been reviewed and approved, then add the reviewer's name and date of review. As well as the approver's name and date of approval. Then click Update. For demonstration purposes, we will add these to the third document as well. Note that when the reviewer and approval information is added in this step, the document will skip the review process and be ready to be added into document control. Once this information is updated, click through the 4 documents again, verifying all information is accurate, then click the Transfer Documents into Document Control button. Since the first document required a review, an email is prepared that can then be sent to the reviewer and approver of that document. Since the second and third documents added had already been reviewed and approved, a message is displayed indicating it will be ready to release. And the last document needs review, so a second email is prepared that can be sent to the reviewer and approver of the fourth document. After this process is completed, the 2 documents that had the reviewer and approver added are now sitting in the Approved Needs Transfer bucket. Click the Transfer All to release these 2 documents. Enter the password to release the documents. Since these are already PDF documents, they will be released in PDF format. For each document released, a separate email is automatically prepared, whose recipients are the document owner, reviewer, and approver, informing them that the documents are now released. Each of the emails is displayed so they can be reviewed and additional information can be added before sending. If they were Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, an option to release them as a PDF or in their native format would have been available. Once the release process is complete, they drop out of this bucket and are now shown in the released bucket and can be displayed by adding procedure into the document type filter, as shown here. Both procedures are now displayed. Each one of the procedures can be clicked on to view its details and also to view it if needed. The remaining documents are under review. Since we still have the procedure in the document type filter, only the last procedure is displayed. For demonstration purposes, we can double-click this procedure, click on the reviewer sign-off, and enter the password. Click on the procedure again and enter the approver's sign-off and password. The user is then presented with a message that the document is now approved and can be released in a document control. This document has been removed from the under review process and is now listed in the approved needs transfer bucket. Click on Transfer All and enter the password of the releaser. An email is automatically prepared indicating the document is now released, with the recipients being the document owner, reviewer, and approver. Once released, this document drops off the list. Once the filter is removed, the form is now displayed as you can see here. For demonstration purposes, we will double-click on the form, click on Reviewer Sign Off, and add the reviewer's password. User is informed it is not yet approved. Selecting the form, we can enter the approver's sign-off password. The user is presented with a message indicating document completed review. After the user closes the message and the form closes, an email is generated that indicates the document has completed the review process as shown here. After the release, the document drops off the list. After changing the filter to view all approved needs transfer documents, the form is displayed. Click the Transfer All. Enter the approval password of the releaser of the document. Since this was a Microsoft Word file, the user is presented with the option to release as a PDF or its native format. We will choose the native format, that being the Microsoft Word template. An email is once again generated indicating the form has now been released. The recipients of this email are the document owner, reviewer, and approver. Once released, we change the filter to show released documents. We can add the document type of form, and the list of documents is filtered to only show the records that match that document type as shown here. We can double-click on the document to view its details and verify that it is the Microsoft Word template released, and also view it as needed. Another method of adding documents is by using the Document Import Excel template, as shown here. Users add the document number, revision, description, where the document currently resides, the document type, document level, whether it's a training item, and if so, the training frequency, the document owner, and if the document level requires a review and approval, the persons responsible for the review and approval, keywords and keyword phrases can be added. These are words or phrases that users may use when trying to search and find the document. A department, customer, equipment, part number and revision, parent part number and revision, and category can also be added. These are helpful by linking the document to one of these attributes, again to assist the search and find process by users. For demonstration purposes, I'll add that these documents have already been reviewed and approved. Having the reviewed and approved information eliminates the need for a review process. Lastly, identifying whether the document is ITAR, and if so, what project it is part of. Once the document import is complete and ready for importing, click on Document Management, and then click on Add New Files. Choose the Get Files from Doc Import Template option. A file explorer is open for the user to select the document import file to use. Once selected, the process appends all the information from the document import template to the files being added to the queue, as shown here. The document details can be viewed again by clicking on each item, and the details can be revised and then updated before being transferred into document control. After reviewing document details, click on Transfer Documents into Document Control. In this case, since all documents have been reviewed and approved, the user will be informed of this status for each document added. Once added, select the Approved Needs Transfer option in the filter to see all three of these documents. Since these are all Microsoft Word documents, and the intent of these is to have users be able to download these templates and use them to fill out the appropriate information, we will choose to release each of these in their native format. To release, click the Transfer All. The releaser enters their password. For each document released, the user is presented with the option to release as a PDF or in their native state. We are choosing the native format for all three documents. After each document, an email is populated indicating the document has been released and whose default recipients are the document owner, reviewer, and approver. This is for the second document with its email, and the final document with its email. After the release process is complete, the user can change the document status option to released, select the document type of form to see the 3 documents just added. The last option we will demonstrate is for those documents that you want to add into document control for purposes of managing their revision level and their review and approval processes when the revision level changes, but cannot store a copy of them in document control due to licensing or copyright rules. We call these digital subscriptions. To demonstrate how these are processed, click on Document Management, then click on Add New Files. For these types of documents, select the copyrighted option. After selecting this, add the path to the website login for the subscription or where the user needs to go to view the document. In this example, we will use the SAE Mobilis website, where SAE standards can be viewed with a subscription. I can copy the URL path to this login page and paste it into the URL path in the document add form. We will add the AMS 1775 Rev C standard. We can add the document number AMS 1775, the document revision C. Select the document type of specification, indicating this document type requires a review. Identify a document owner, a document reviewer, an approver. Then add the description by copying from the standard name from the website page and paste it into the description field as shown here. Indicate whether this is a training item, and if so, the training frequency. We can add keywords and phrases such as fabric, nylon upholstery fire resistant, or fire retardant. After reviewing the document details, click Transfer Document into Doc Control. An email is generated indicating that the document requires review, with the recipients being the document reviewer and approver. Once added, the documents now appear in the Under Review filter of Document Library. After clicking back to Main and selecting the to-do list, the document is also listed there under Fulton Mendez to be reviewed, along with Aaron Beasley as the approver. In addition, the document owner, Benedict Vega, shows that the document still needs a review and approval. For demonstration purposes, we will use the to-do list to review and approve the documents. Note that the to-do list defaults to the current login user of SimpleManufacturing, which for this demonstration is Fulton Mendez. However, the to-do list can be changed to show what is on different users' to-do lists. If I select the document owner, Benedict Vega, I see that his to-do list shows documents still needing review and documents still needing approval. If I switch to the document approver, Aaron Beasley, his to-do list shows document needs his approval. I will click back to me, Fulton Mendez, click on the documents needing my review, then double-click on the specific document. I will click on Reviewer Sign Off, enter my approval password, and the document will now be completed with my review. Now, I will click on Aaron Beasley, then select Documents needing his approval, and finally, click on the specific document. Click on the Approver Sign Off. Enter Aaron Beasley's approval password, and now the document has completed the review and approval process. An email is generated that will indicate such and whose recipient is the document control personnel so that they can release the document. After the review is complete, return to the document management module, and the document is now in the approved needs transfer state. To release this document, click Transfer All and enter the document control personnel's approval password. An email is then generated, indicating that the document has been released with the recipients listed as the document owner, reviewer, and approver. As always, the email can be reviewed and edited as needed before being sent. The document is now in the release state. When clicking on View Document, it will take the user to the login web page, where they can log in to the third-party website to view the document. We hope that this video was effective in demonstrating the document control management features and functionality of adding documents into SimpleManufacturing. In our next video, we will demonstrate the features and functionality of document revisions, as well as how SimpleManufacturing automatically moves obsolete files and adds new revisions after the review process is complete. I hope to hear from you soon. Let's discuss how this software can help your business grow. Until next time, cheers.